Welcome back, Evening with the Boys, part 2 of our movie list. And since we know you're binging these, we're just going to jump right into it with our part 2 of our list. And so this is going to be our top 5. And then at the end of the episode, we will put together a conglomerate and see how that comes out. So it's me, isn't it?
Yeah, it's your turn.
With number 5, oh man, what was mine? Oh yeah, okay. My number 5 is Warrior.
Ooh.
And we talked about, I just watched this movie the other day, and I don't want to say that this is on the list because I just watched it again, but
it helps.
It helps. Yeah.
It reminds you.
Yeah, it was like, whoa. There were 2 moments in this movie where I teared up. I think it's the best fighting movie with a story. I think the story is the front of the movie, and the fighting is side character to it. Which fighting movies are never normally like that. It's just
Rocky.
Here's a bunch of fighting, and then
I remember being obsessed with Warrior when I first saw it.
Yeah.
I watched it
It's
so many times.
great.
it's an amazing movie.
That was,
Yeah.
I think that was one movie that Andrew borrowed for the longest time.
Andrew
He still
loves
has
that
borrowed
movie.
He still has borrowed it. It's been a decade.
Yeah. Andrew loves that movie, and rightly so. It's an amazing movie.
Yeah,
Joel
it's
Edgerton
great.
and Tom Hardy are
They
peak performance.
are Warrior.
Yeah.
I it's one of those where it's I understand I'm the only one here that doesn't have a brother.
Yeah.
So it's it's not quite as emotionally impactful, but it's still very good.
Yeah.
And so it's not just the emotions, but I know some other people are the ending made you cry or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's for me, it's okay, I see it.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
not
has as big an impact.
Yeah, not as big.
There is the Joel Edgerton, his story by itself is a big story about how his house is being foreclosed on, and it's there's a moment when the guy from the guy who's training him is Joel Edgerton is fighting the big Russian guy, and the guy who's training Joel Edgerton is he just got the crap beat out of him in the first round, and he sits down and he's like, hey, if you don't knock this guy out, you lose. If you don't knock this guy out, you don't have a home. And it was such a big a big moment, and then obviously the end with the crescendo of the music and Joel Edgerton having Tom Hardy in a choke and telling him it's okay, and
Oh yeah.
it makes me tear up.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in years, but I'm gonna have to watch it again.
Yeah,
just to remember what it's like.
I don't know.
There was one time I was watching that downstairs in my parents' basement, and my mom walks down right near the end, and they're both in their final fight, and she just said, "What are you watching?" So I was telling her about the movie and the storyline and how the brothers and their relationship was going and why they were fighting, and she just came down for the final fight right near the end, and she just started tearing up just from all that information.
Yeah.
And it's that good.
Yeah. Nah, I don't know. There's not much else more I can say about it besides it gave me again, these movies are movies that have given me an emotional reaction, or movies that have made me feel a lot, and that's definitely top for me. So
That's a great one.
yeah. All right, Brian, you're number 5.
Number 5 for me is The Truman Show.
Okay,
All right,
there we
let's
go.
get into it. then.
Yes. Yeah.
Why?
If I could pick a movie that I could have made, that I directed this movie and I wrote this movie, it would have been The Truman Show.
Yeah,
just to be able to show people that I made this Yeah, like I love this movie. Like this was something that like I even had an idea for before I even saw the Truman Show, and I was like, what if like our life were being like secretly recorded and we were on like reality TV? And then I saw that, and I was like, holy crap!
Yeah.
Someone stole my thoughts.
They yoinked my idea.
It's Paul Giamatti. Yeah, but the movie had been out since before like I was even born.
I think it came out the year I was born.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
like 94 or something.
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, like it's great. It's got drama, comedy, and like the ending is just existential.
Yeah.
And
Like,
do you think that is one of the best castings of like all time?
oh yeah, it's like my favorite
Perfect.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah, it's
movie.
by far my favorite Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah.
I like how during the movie it's not just about inside the dome. It has all the fans who have been watching it for years
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
outside, and they're all
Yeah.
just like anxiously waiting for the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just it has like probably one of my all-time favorite endings to a movie of all time.
Right.
Just like him bowing to the world and then just him exiting out the door, and then you don't know what happens outside the door, and then it goes to the audience and they just like change the channel.
Yeah. They're like, all right, what else is on?
Yeah.
Jason, what number was this for you?
This was 7, I think.
7.
Yeah.
So why
close?
for all those reasons?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, like I'd say it's a perfect movie too. Yeah, perfect casting. There's just that's one I saw, in college, and it's just like that's what I don't know. Like filmmaking is just so cool when you can make stuff like that. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like definitely that idea came from like something just like you, where I'm sure he was just thinking like, what if this happened? Let's get Jim Carrey. Yeah. Nah, it's amazing. I didn't see it until later in my life, so that played into it, me liking it as well. But
talks about the want for adventure, even if you have a good life, and
he had a perfect
the importance of freedom, and
Yeah.
stuff like
agency and all that. Yeah.
It's even got I don't know. Yeah, it's just got like a lot of existentialism, I don't know.
Yeah.
Feelings to it. Like,
Oh yeah,
what is our reality?
yeah. It's very self-reflective when you're watching it. Like
It definitely could. They could have leaned into it being more of a comedy, but they chose to go with the, like you said, more existential way of it, and I think that's what made it a better movie.
Oh, yeah.
Is like
the ending is like great, and it's like at one point it's just like heartbreaking, and then it's like you're just rooting for this guy.
Yeah.
And it's not a comedy anymore. Like it's
Right.
just-
Yeah, he literally like he's terrified of the ocean, and he like that's as far like he's willing to go to like find answers. Like he's willing to go
Yeah.
or not surfing. He's willing to go sailing.
Surfing USA.
He's willing to hang tide. Hang tide, brother.
All right, Steven.
My number 5 pick is Ocean's 11.
Yo, I considered putting an Ocean's movie
it's,
on there.
It's good. It's
I
a
love
good
Ocean's
heist movie.
Yeah.
It's very in depth with the characters and
I love the music.
the setup and just good.
It is a really, I think it probably is the best heist movie.
Yep.
Like if I I'd put it against any heist
Like,
movie.
It pretty much changed like the heist genre. Like when
Yeah.
that movie came out, like everything was trying to be like that.
Yeah.
After it. And I was considering putting Army of Thieves in there,
Mhm.
but just comparing it to Ocean's 11, it doesn't. Ocean's has got the cast, it's got the plot, it's got just like the surprise twists in it,
And those movies, all of those movies have some of my favorite editing for movies like ever.
yeah,
Like
Yeah.
they're just so silly with it and I love it. Like there's a scene that I always think of and it's in the second movie and it's when Brad Pitt realizes that his phone got lifted and he just makes like a ooh and then they freeze the frame right there and it's just Brad Pitt going like ooh. I just love the
Yeah.
editing in that movie too.
the characters have fun with each other.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Casey
so-
Affleck and
his brother is his
Yeah,
brother.
yeah.
Yeah, like they're both funny.
Yeah, the comic relief is really good in the
Yeah.
movies, and yeah, it's good bad guys in the movies.
Yep.
Like a lot of good bad guys. It's
Yeah.
it's a good series, honestly. All
Yep.
three of those movies,
And
are really
then
good.
each movie ties in things that were in previous movies too. So
Right.
oh,
yeah,
it's good. It's good.
stuff. Yeah, I do really like the second one too.
Yeah.
like I think
Yeah.
they're really good. So
Really good movie. And
We
the
can
end-
stop at 13.
yeah,
ending-
the other ones don't happen.
The ending is really good too. Like
Yeah,
when they're all
it's
just standing by
satisfying.
the fountain or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
in
just
Vegas, and
looking at
they
it.
all walk away like one at a time.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's on my honorable mention list, but
Oh,
the
really?
only thing that comes close for me is also directed by the same guy.
Oh, really?
Which is Logan Lucky.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Logan Lucky is so good. I
Yeah.
love that movie so much.
That is. I watched that for the first time, I think last year, and
Yeah.
I really liked it. I was very surprised.
That's another
Daniel
one
Craig.
Amanda loves too.
Oh yeah.
Daniel Craig's great. in that
Adam
movie.
Driver?
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam Driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love the writing and like just kind of the hick nature of it all.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to like Oh Brother Where Art Thou vibe. And
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah.
Um,
What's your number 5?
my number 5 is for me the most endlessly rewatchable movie that I love, and it's nostalgia too, but when you also watch it when this is happening in your life, it just whole new life to the movie. But that's The Father of the Bride.
Oh, I love Father of the Bride.
Such a
man.
good movie.
That is amazing. I love that movie.
Yeah,
Love Steve Martin.
Steve
Yeah.
Martin. I was on a Steve Martin.
short.
I was on a Steve Martin kick for a while and watched all the Father of the Bride movies. There's 2 of them,
Yeah.
and watching those back to back are great too. And they're kind of
The
shorter.
original.
I don't know.
The original is good too.
I don't know if I've ever seen the second one.
The second one's they're both his daughter and his wife are both having a baby at the same time. So
Okay. I always think of the buns.
Yes. yeah, that always comes up like anytime
Yeah.
I'm getting hot dogs.
I always think of him when I'm getting buns. He's like, he had a point. Like, it doesn't make any sense at all.
Get together and to screw over the American public.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. I
anytime
knew
I'm
I knew that was from somewhere for
Yeah.
so long, and I'm like, I wonder what that's from.
Yeah,
Yeah, anytime I'm getting buns.
yeah, yeah. Just I could
Dang
watch
it.
that anytime, any day. Just
That is a really good feel good movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
That can make me cry even now. Like
And it has like this isn't it's probably not on your list, but it gives me like it's in the same category as like Mrs. Doubtfire.
mhm.
Like it's in that realm of a little bit of older movie, but it just like
yeah.
there's something
It's
special
Robin
about
Williams.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's something special about those movies that I love. So,
Mhm.
Yeah. Definitely.
yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire's not on my list.
No,
Not mine either.
it's very easy to rewatch.
It should be. Yeah, it's a good movie. I
Patch
love it.
Adams.
Yeah, but all right, good pick that I didn't see coming. Are we on to number 4?
Yeah.
What did I pick? Okay, this one I might be the only one that has this. I don't know though, because we're getting close to the top of the list. But my number 4 is. I thought you were about to sneeze.
Oh yeah. I was about to cough.
My number 4 is Interstellar.
Ooh, that didn't make my list, but
Yeah, I know there are some people that actually like don't even like the movie,
oh yeah, definitely.
but yeah, like it's a little bit of a controversial thing. But this is one movie that I remember vividly watching in theaters and just like having goosebumps and like the sound just like blasting you. And,
Good
like,
old
Hans.
The
yeah.
chills when he's like saying goodbye to Murph.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna have to talk like Matthew McConaughey but when he's saying goodbye to Murph and the music that's building up as he's talking to her.
Yeah.
It starts with that low like organ, and then it cuts to him like driving away, like kind of teary-eyed in his truck. And then it just goes full blast in the rocket.
Yeah.
And then like it's just full on blaring organs.
Yeah.
Like, like that's just, that part is like all time like goosebumps, like you're about to go on a ride.
Especially in the theaters, because you're like, you don't know what's going to happen, and it is loud. And
Was
it
that
is,
was that 2014 or 2015?
I think it was 15.
15. I remember watching it at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did watch it at the house, and the reason it's on my list so high is like it would be lower, but specifically because of the experience that I had in the movie theaters. That's why it's high on my list.
Yep.
Just because, like, you know, it made me like, before Matthew McConaughey was like, I like Matthew McConaughey. He's all right. He's a good actor. But this movie was like, dang, Matthew McConaughey is actually pretty good when he tries. Like, when he tries, he's a good actor. And
yeah, most movies I saw him was in before that was like Sahara or
kind of silly movies.
silly. Like I hadn't really seen him in like serious drama movies. So like this one was the one that like took a turn.
Yeah.
For
so
me.
all of that, the music especially, the uniqueness of the story and how they tried to like explain to you what the fourth dimension was. It's like the gall of them trying to do that to you.
Isn't that the one movie that when they were trying to create the CGI for a black hole, they actually kind of nailed it realistically?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
There
Which-
was a lot that went into that.
It's insane.
Yeah,
like coming
it
out of
is.
the movie, they came out with something scientific.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and I got the soundtrack for it, and I just listened. I just have it in my Cobalt, just like in the CD player,
Yeah.
just constantly all the time. And then like mom or dad would occasionally use the car, and dad would be like, "Why is there elevator music playing in the car?" It's like, you have no idea.
You don't know what you're talking
You don't know what you're gracing your ears with.
Yeah. No. And then there's just like scenes that stick out to me in the movie, like the science behind it and like the water planet and how that whole thing happened, and like years pass when they're on that planet.
Oh,
And they go up, and that guy is like, the guy they left there is like way older, and he's like, "You've been gone for like 15 years or whatever." Oh man. And they were literally down there for like a minute or something. It just, I don't know. That movie blew my mind. It was a really amazing theater experience. One of my favorites. That's why it's so high.
Come on, cars.
The Matt Damon reveal was pretty crazy.
It was.
I had no idea he was going
Yeah.
to be in that movie. It's just like seeing him in a Christopher Nolan movie. It was
Yeah.
just like, well, Matt Damon.
Yeah. It was amazing.
And then he was in The Martian later.
It's another good movie.
was good. I usually tie those two together. And I thought about them.
I think
but-
Interstellar's a better movie.
Yeah.
But The Martian is more accessible.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But all right, Brian, you're number 4.
Okay. My number 4 is probably one of the most underrated and probably one of the most special movies to me. I saw this during one of the most special moments in my life, and I'm so mad I didn't see it in theaters, is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yeah. I was waiting for
Yeah.
who else has it.
It was on there and I took it off because I
Okay.
figured somebody would have it.
Yeah.
I thought the same
It's
thing.
an honorable mention.
Yeah. I speak for a lot of you
We're
guys.
all in that camp.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, it's just a great movie.
Yeah.
And it's underrated. Like everyone I've seen who's reviewed it, I mean, I don't know. They don't really give it a good rating,
Mhm.
but like the music is great, and the story just about like an average guy who's like not happy with the way he's living, and then he just goes out and he lives an adventurous
he
life.
steps outside.
Yeah, you
Leaves
gotta
it all
step
behind
outside
him.
first. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
House on fire.
His life kind of
Leave it all
turns
behind
from
you.
fantasy to reality over time.
Yeah.
Also, like hot tip, if you're ever driving through Yosemite in California,
Oh.
it's the best music to listen to when you're driving through the mountains and stuff. It's amazing.
Definitely.
Great soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I'm getting those. I'm like, I think that's why we like Severance so much, is because it has like it's like the mystery version. Of,
It's
like,
mystery version of Walter.
I don't
Mitty.
know. You haven't watched any? Have you watched any of it?
Any what?
Severance.
No.
It's Ben Stiller's TV show on Apple TV.
Ah, okay.
And it's I think you would like it. It's really cinematic and mystery. It's cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I get vibes from that. So
Yeah. I think it was also just like the time of when this movie came out.
yeah.
It was around the time I was graduating,
Mm-hmm.
and I was just like going out and like doing my last camps and caravans
Yeah.
and stuff.
Oh yeah.
So it was like,
Going nuts.
yeah. So yeah.
You're
House on
stepping
fire.
out.
Yeah, just stepping out with the house on fire and
Leave it all behind you. Yeah. That I was when we went to play pool. We went to a couple weeks ago. We went and played pool at Lunar Bowl, and they happened to be when we were there. They were doing karaoke night. So while we were shooting pool, karaoke was going on, and it reminded me of the karaoke scene from.
you working as a waitress in the cocktail bar.
Yeah, it just reminded me because everybody that was going up there the whole night was just older people singing country songs I didn't know existed. Like that was the whole night, and it just reminded me of Walter Mitty a little bit. But
Yeah.
That's great.
yeah,
Yeah, it's a
I mean,
A+ movie.
Sam has a poster of it in his apartment.
Yeah,
so
yeah, and I got the wallet from the movie.
oh yeah.
That's in the movie. It's,
Yeah, I think when we were moving Sam and Zoe in, Sam wanted to put the poster in his room, but I don't think Zoe wanted it in there. So.
Tough and tender. Rizzo.
All right, Steven, you're number 4.
Okay, so I know Brian has seen this in these. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but Ip Man.
Oh, yes, I've seen it. I watched
Okay.
them all by myself.
Okay, yes, fantastic movies, great story, based off true story. It's the guy that trained Bruce Lee in real life. It's just about him and his martial art, and like,
Are you going with the first one?
yeah, I'm going with the
Yeah,
first one.
The first one's so good.
The action is really good.
Yeah, the scene where he fights 10 guys?
Yeah, he's like, I want
Yeah.
more. I want to bring more, because he was trying to
Yeah.
make a point to these people
Yeah.
that what they were doing was wrong.
It was
And,
amazing.
they're all really good,
Mhm.
but the first one is just
first one's always gonna be my
Something
favorite.
special
it
about it.
it hooks you.
Yeah.
The fight scene where he like takes out the 10 guys or whatever.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of an old, like, when did it come out? Was it
Oh, it
early
was-
2000s or late
It was
90s?
2010s.
Yeah.
It was
really?
like
What?
Yeah,
yeah, it was
I
like
thought it was early 2000s.
it was like maybe early 2010s. Maybe
and they just came out with the last one within this last year.
I guess that was still a while ago. Like,
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
2010 sounds not that far away, but early 2010s was a while ago.
Yeah. And if you want another one that is really good, that's not his story but kind of along the same storyline, Master Z.
Uh-huh.
It's a different guy but still the same story.
About it, man.
Yeah, it's a little easier to watch.
Yeah.
Some of the bad guys are kind of comical, but it's also kind of the
yeah.
American take
I
for
would,
the Japanese.
yeah, I'd put it against any martial arts movie, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think
Amazing.
the bad guys definitely degrade as the movies go along.
Yeah.
The first guy was definitely the best,
Yeah.
adversary.
The general guy.
Yeah, he's just like, because it's just about like the Japanese invading China.
Yeah.
So like he's a realistic adversary. And then the second one is like this over the top American twister boxer guy.
Oh yeah,
With
that
a terrible
was-
accent, or not accent, but I mean like the way he
Yeah.
speaks. It's just,
And
it's
then-
like a foreign person writing.
Yeah, directing
Yeah.
an English speaking person. It
Yeah.
doesn't always come across that great.
There's one person in all of the movies that just never take seriously, and it was Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a bit weird.
Like you're seeing him fight and stuff, and then he talks, and it just pulls you out of it.
Yeah, there was that fight scene with them where they fight upstairs in that thing in that room with all the glass, and it's
And there were times like he's talking in English, and there was times when he would like talk Chinese, and then it just didn't sound right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But
No, that's a good one.
yeah, that's my number 4.
Nice.
Yeah.
J-Bo's.
Alrighty. Here's a more recent one that
Mhm.
quickly became one of my favorite movies. But you could also throw almost any movie by this director in this spot. But Baby Driver.
Ooh.
That's
It was on my honorable
yeah.
mentions.
I keep wanting to watch that again. I've only seen it in
Do you
theaters
have
once.
that's my number
Yeah.
2.
Yeah.
Oh, it's your
Nice.
number 2?
Yeah.
Do we want
Nice.
to
We'll just
talk about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, just go for
We're
it.
in the top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like talk about theater experiences. Like
Mhm.
I kind of knew what the movie was going in, but like when you just watch it and see like how meticulously planned everything in the whole movie is, and
Yeah.
just how perfect it's directed, like it just blew my expectations out of the water. And like
Just like every little step and like
Yeah,
everything he
everything.
does like mixes in with the music perfectly.
yeah, the music, like it's a musical without singing,
Yeah.
but it's like all choreography, and it's
Yeah.
like just a huge long dance number
Yeah.
with all this stuff, and it is just perfectly done. And you can watch it. I was catching new things on the third and fourth watch.
Yeah.
And yeah, like even just the set design too. Like the scene where he's just walking down the street getting coffee. Like the whole street is painted, and like there's stuff in the windows that's all related to the lyrics of the song.
Really?
And it's just like,
Oh, really?
oh yeah, it's amazing.
I did.
I'm sure I've seen some stuff on
Yeah.
movie details that
Yeah.
I just forgot about, but yeah, I
Yeah.
know a lot went
you
into
just-
it.
It's hard watching that movie and not wanting to go out in your car and race around.
Yes.
Especially if you have like
Yeah, talk about a
sport
good
car or stick
soundtrack
shift.
to a movie.
Oh,
Holy
it's such a
crap.
good
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, didn't he like have the idea for that first chase scene like from that music?
No, he had the whole idea for the whole movie based on the what's the song called for the heist at the beginning.
Bill Bottoms.
Yeah,
The
it's
Bell
that,
Bottom
but
song.
yeah. So he was listening to that and he was like, "This would go good with a heist." And then he just made the whole movie based on that. Like, yeah,
Really?
I'll say a lot of the ideas that we've had have come based off of music
yeah.
too.
I think that's
So
also
get
why I
that.
connect with it a lot.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think a lot of directors do it. I think even Christopher Nolan does it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, people just listen to music and it helps them.
It had
would be
really
good
good,
for this.
humor in it too. It's not like in
Yeah.
your face humor, but there was one point where he was in his car getting ready to go, but the music wasn't at the right spot, so he kept pushing reverse to get it to the right spot.
Yeah.
And then once it was in the right spot, he was like, "Okay, it's time to go."
Yeah.
No, after I watched Last Night in Soho, it made me want to go back and watch this to watch Baby Driver. And he's an amazing director.
Such a good
Like,
director.
yeah.
The Cornetto trilogy, like Baby Driver, Last Night in Soho, just
Mhm.
it's all so good.
Yeah, he's just fun. He's
Yeah.
a fun director.
He worked on Ant-Man and basically established the style of Ant-Man,
Really?
and then didn't direct the whole thing, but they basically stole a lot of his ideas.
Is that I could see the one character who like talks a lot.
Yeah.
I can see
Oh.
that being like his idea.
That's an Edgar Wright thing.
yeah, that makes so much
Yeah.
sense now.
Yeah.
I did not know that. That's
Yeah.
that's upsetting. Because I kind of like Ant Man.
It's
there
still
you
a good.
go,
like,
yeah.
no, I think they did it well, but yeah, it was definitely Edgar Wright's idea that
Yeah.
they kind of. I think they might, it was not just he gave ideas and they stole it. I think he worked on the script a bit and stuff like that, but then he backed out of the project. So
Yeah.
All right, are we top 3 now?
yeah,
We top 3?
top 3.
This is where I don't know if you guys. Oh man, this is my controversial one. Like not controversial, but like one that I didn't know where to put. All right, my number 3 is this would change tomorrow. I want to say that, but I really had to think about it and really had to think about the experience I had with it. My number 3 is Inception. And like it's a similar to Interstellar in a way that I had an amazing experience watching it, and I had to like I love having to watch a movie a few times, like to get the idea and to like fully nail it down. But it's one of my favorite Leo movies. Tom Hardy is amazing in it, like really good acting. The music changed music from that point on for a lot of people.
And trailers.
Yeah, trailers and just it was the first bong. Like
Every
it.
every like epic montage or motivational thing has the time in it by Hans Zimmer.
Yeah.
It's just like
No, I think that it's a like from beginning to end, like again, it just captured my attention through the whole thing, and partially because you're trying to like figure it out and you're trying. So for this movie, it was between these two movies because it was either going to be this one or Shutter Island. And I decided to go with this one just because of the experience I had watching it and the rewatchability, which also you could say for Shutter Island because it's a mystery, trying to figure it out type of thing. But
yeah, I love Shutter Island and I think it's rewatchable, but like the first time you watch it is just the best.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
for sure.
And I think with Inception, I think it suffered from overhype and then it got way underrated for how good it is, like over time. Because now I still don't think a lot of people appreciate it as much anymore.
There's still people that follow it and still try and point things out that'll make a difference in opinion.
That was the controversy that I had with it, is that it was such a big public eye thing, and it's like that's probably one of the most mainstream movie that I have on here. But I mean, it's one of them, but. I just you have to like put that all that stuff behind and just like appreciate the movie for what it is. And I love Cillian Murphy. I love like Leo and the music and like it's just
it's a stacked cast.
It really is.
So like Tom Hardy. That's probably one of the first things I saw Tom Hardy in.
No, for those reasons is the reason it's so high on my list. And like I said, it could change tomorrow. Tomorrow I might be feeling Shutter Island a little bit more, but it's just, I felt like I needed a Leo movie because I love Leo, and this was one of my favorites. And I think the other thing, like you said, that it suffered from was like, it got memed a lot. Like, and because of that, it got overhyped and people just got sick of seeing Inception stuff. And like same thing with the music. People got sick of hearing the bongs, but it's like the first time you saw it though, you thought it was cool. Like, you know, the first time you saw it, like it was amazing. So
I share Christopher Nolan's like love of manipulating time. Like all of his movies are about manipulating time. Like Memento, Inception,
Tenet,
Interstellar, Tenet.
Dude, Dunkirk.
It
took me like
time.
3 times, I think, or 2 or 3 times until like I really like knew how the times were like really.
Well, that's why Brian was saying like he was trying not to pick everything from the same directors, and it's like I had that issue with this list. So all right, Brian, you're number 3.
Okay, number 3 for me is a war movie, and it is 1917.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This one really surprised me, and like it's not only it's just a great movie of like the music is beautiful. It is like one of my favorite composers, Thomas Newman. Like the music behind it is great, and just like I mean, like it did like what no other movie had done like in a war movie before, and like just the tracking shot throughout the entire film, like it achieved something it's never been done before. But like just the whole scene of like the fireworks scene or whatever at
when
night.
he was running at night.
Like that scene
Amazing.
gave me goosebumps.
The music during that scene.
But I just there's just a lot of cool things.
not a lot of movies that are also continual shots,
Right.
Oh,
like
yeah,
Birdman.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, also, I'll say the marketing for that movie was amazing because they didn't like you knew what the idea of the movie was, but like spoilers, when when the guy dies, like he dies kind of early in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I,
You're like, oh shoot.
yeah. And I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, I did not see that coming. Like they really hid that well. That like towards the end, like it's just him.
Yeah.
And I also like the idea of it is just following him, and there are cool actors in the movie, but they're kind of just like side characters
Oh,
that
yeah.
pop
Yeah.
up.
Benedict
and-
Cumberbatch, he's just in there for like a minute.
I know, yeah,
Like
but
Mark
but it's
Strong.
cool.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like these characters pop up, but they're just side characters on this main guy's quest, and I
Yeah.
like the way they did that. So
Oh yeah, so well done.
yeah,
And just like there's so many cool things that happen in it. Like when he is running across the battlefield, the actor actually tripped.
Yeah.
And so like he had
I was going to say that.
yeah. yeah.
There was one guy he ran into completely by accident, but they just kept going.
Yeah. Because the camera like goes really far away after he trips, and then he has to catch
Yeah.
up with it. But
That's such a good shot. With,
Yeah.
with the mistake. Like,
yeah. And then what's his name? Was the brother?
from
It
Game
was
of Thrones.
Rob Stark
Yeah.
was the brother. I didn't even know he was in it.
I didn't. Yeah.
And then
he's at the
he
end.
shows up and he's like, "Hey, I was with your brother and he died." And I was like, they talk about the brother throughout the movie, and then it's Rob Stark, and I'm like, "Whoa, that's pretty cool." Like,
I love one of my favorite parts of the film is when is like during all this chaos, he is just like walking through the forest, and then you just hear singing getting louder and louder, and he just like
that's-
sits down, and like all the soldiers are around.
such
Oh,
a good
yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
Such a good
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
that
amazing.
scene, it was just like just a nice breath of fresh air after all the chaos.
scene. Yeah, like it's literally
Yeah.
relaxing him and you. Like,
Yeah.
And then it's just like, song's over. Let's go to
Yeah.
war. It's
yeah, here we
yeah.
go.
yeah.
Yeah, and apparently, well, I mean, I think it's a cool fact that like this whole story was actually inspired by the director's grandfather, I think,
Yeah.
who was in World War One, but he just kind of comprised the story around his stories that his grandfather told him. But another like trivia thing is that I read that the tree at the very end of the movie was like the bathroom tree for the cast, and the cast didn't know it was going to be in the movie. So they say whenever they see that, they laugh because like people would go and pee on
They're
the
all
tree.
peeing on it.
So when he walks over and sits on the tree, they're like, "Oh man, we all peed on that tree."
That's funny.
Yeah, but yeah, that movie like pleasantly surprised me, and
Yeah, I think didn't we all go see it together? Or-
I think so.
Yeah,
Like
I,
in Green Valley or something.
Yeah.
I think Andrew and Ellie were even there. I think
Yeah.
I sat next to Andrew. That was
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah, we took up like a whole row. That was
yeah. There's a lot of
fun.
people
That was
there.
fun. Yeah. All right, Steven, number 3.
Hold on to your seats. You're going to want to get a plate of food in front of you because we're going to be talking about Chef.
Oh yeah, Cubanos, Cubanos. Oh man,
Man.
could easily be my
Let's-
number 1, but I didn't even think about it.
Let's dig into this one a little bit, like a plate of food. Yeah, Chef. If you ever want to watch a scene where somebody's making a grilled cheese to perfection, this is the movie. It's got
man.
father-son relationship in it. It's got traveling. It's got like just diversity of people and foods and cultures.
It's got John Favreau.
It's got John Favreau. Shout out.
It's one
Yeah.
of the just most relaxing slice of life. Like
Oh man,
just
yeah.
family.
There's never an
Not family
easier
movie.
no, there's never an easier movie though to just pop in and enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
holy
it could have been like a PG movie, but I mean,
not if John had anything to say.
Yeah, there's so many. Yeah, there's a lot of language. In it.
Yeah.
That's the only reason, really.
I think it'd be a lot of fun to go on the route that he took and stop at each place that he went to and just try the different foods because they're all going to be good.
Oh yeah.
I was just listening to that soundtrack like while I was driving.
yeah?
Just
Nice.
it's a good.
And that was a movie that I kept telling Amanda, I'm like, we gotta watch Chef. We gotta watch Chef. And she did not trust me. She's like, I I don't feel like watching that.
Stupid food movie.
Yeah, and I'm like, just trust me. And
Yeah.
she did love it.
Oh my gosh.
Every once in a while, she'll be like, I should probably trust you more with the movies.
I mean, I absolutely adore that movie.
Yeah,
it's so good.
We probably watch it at least once a year, maybe twice
Maybe
as a group.
Yeah.
And I always like, if we're gonna watch Chef, I need to eat good food while I'm watching. it. Otherwise, it's a bad time.
Very hungry.
I
Yeah.
am so mad that I didn't watch it earlier because the whole time that I knew about that movie, I thought it was just like a rom-com.
Oh, yeah.
Because the way it looked, because
Yeah.
it just had Sofia Vergara like in the
Yeah.
kitchen or something, and I don't like this is probably just a rom-com.
A silly movie.
Yeah,
I think that was another 2014 movie.
Was
it
it
really?
It might be.
Uh,
Let me see here.
Jamie, look that up.
I'm going to look that up.
I think one of the most unexpected people that was in the movie for me was probably Scarlett Johansson.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She's just in
Oh
it.
yeah.
It was 2014.
Yeah.
2014 reigns
Man.
supreme.
It's such a good year.
Also, I really like the actor who plays his buddy.
Oh,
that,
yeah.
that
Sid
joins
from
him.
Ice Age.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I that actor has been in a lot of things that I haven't even noticed. Like, I'll be like, oh, what is that guy from? But he's
Yeah.
in a lot of movies. He's a good actor. I really like him.
Yeah, he
He's
played
cool.
that part really well. Like
Yeah.
he seemed like the actual guy who would be in that like
the food truck
type of
and
workplace, but
Yeah,
like he played that really upbeat guy who would be.
I've never had a Cubano. Guess I gotta go to Miami. That was a good pick.
Yeah,
very
now I'm
good.
on
Very
deck.
good pick. All right, Jason.
All right. I'm going with a old classic movie with my third pick, and that is 12 Angry Men.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yes, I love this movie so much. I also just really love kind of just script movies where it's just people talking, and this is like the first one to really do that. You're just
Like dialogue
watching.
heavy.
Yeah, super dialogue heavy, all in one room.
Yeah.
It's just a jury deliberating on whether a guy's innocent or guilty, and you don't even see what happens. And so you're just learning about the crime through their deliberation and everything. And it is just like you're trying to figure out what's right or wrong, and then
Yeah.
you ultimately see that it's just this, basically they're like ready to just be like, all right, yeah, he's guilty, whatever. But there's just this one guy who's like, I don't know about this. Like, we should really, walk through it. And, there's different people getting angry at each other. Like, it's just so well acted and just like such a perfect script. And it's just great storytelling. And it's all just words. So,
And a lot of different shows have used that format just in parts of their shows
Yeah.
too.
Bottle movies and bottle episodes are really hit and miss if
Yeah.
they're not directed well.
yeah,
And
they have to be directed and acted very
yeah.
well.
So, I mean, some of my favorite episodes from movies or from TV shows are bottle episodes.
I will say one bottle episode that I didn't like, even though it's kind of fun-ish, is the Fly episode of Breaking Bad.
You didn't like the
I didn't really like
episode?
That was
episode.
that was Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
Freaking Ryan Johnson.
No big surprise there.
Hey,
I'm a Ryan
we
Johnson
like
fan.
Ryan Johnson
Everything
around here.
else.
Oh yeah,
it-
Dude,
Yeah.
Knives Out.
I mean,
Yeah.
Knives Out was great.
Knives Out almost
Yeah.
made my list, really. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's 2 sequels coming out. So
Yeah.
I'm excited for those.
Looper was great.
Very original ideas.
I just watched Looper for the
Original
first
character.
time within the last couple months. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That is
that's a
surprise-
movie.
That is really high on like a bunch of decade lists. Like I was surprised to see
It's,
it, but
it's
like
original. It's well
Yeah.
made. Great acting.
It almost could have been a Christopher Nolan movie.
yeah, like Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb have it pretty high on their their lists. Like which I was surprised.
It's very good.
Don't know.
All right. Well,
Back to Jared.
number 2 is it's already been mentioned, but it's Dunkirk.
Nice.
And
That was my favorite movie of that year
Yeah.
when that came out.
And you're on the Christopher Nolan train
I
right
am.
now.
That's why I mentioned it. Like, because Brian had said that, and I was like, well, let me think. And I was like, oh crap. A lot of the movies that, like, it's all
interesting.
Christopher Nolan.
That's interesting though that R2 is like mine's 1917 and yours is Dunkirk. And
Both
they're
war
like-
movies. Yeah.
and they're both kind of
Those are
similar.
probably a couple of the best ones that have been released. And you did Saving Private Ryan too. So those are
Yeah.
probably like some of the top three.
I will say I am a sucker for war movies.
Me too.
I could have made
Yeah.
this entire list war movies.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I could have like medieval, modern, like whatever. I love war movies.
oh, medieval.
And
Yeah.
but for Dunkirk, just seeing it in IMAX and the gunshots that ring
At the
out.
very beginning.
Yep.
I
you're
thought
just like-
I was being shot at. Like
That- I'm so glad I saw that. in
I did-
IMAX.
yeah.
That's what I love about Christopher Nolan is like he refuses to use like CGI or like, he's very practical.
Yeah.
And like so he filmed this movie in the actual locations of where it all happened.
Right.
Which people had a problem with that like that alleyway or that whole city that he's running down and stuff
Yeah.
was like all war torn like during World War II. And so people are like, well, it's not battle damaged. It doesn't look like it's been in war and stuff. So it looks all clean and modern in the
But
movie.
that's where it actually happened.
I know
which
that,
is a
that's really cool. Like
Yeah.
I don't care. Like that's cool. Like you actually filmed it there. And then
And
people-
he gets across the war pretty well without having to see all the
yeah.
damaged homes and stuff. There's plenty of indicators of that
Yeah.
going on. But I absolutely love the acting in the movie.
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that it is not a dialogue heavy movie. It was basically the opposite of 12 Angry Men. Like the
Yeah.
fact that there is not a lot of dialogue. I like the actors do an amazing job.
That
Like
Does Tom
Tom
Holland?
Tom Hardy
Tom Hardy.
it's just his eyes.
Yeah, you don't hear him talk at all, do you?
He says stuff. He speaks into the, like, I'm pretty sure he talks when he's fighting.
he just talks
Like,
to his buddy on the radio.
yeah, but
back
that's
and
it.
forth.
But that's it. And literally, he has the mask on, and that's one of my favorite, like, just cinematic shots of the plane burning on the beach and him like standing
yeah.
there. They used it in a lot of the promotions, but I love that like that cinematic scene, especially after like that scene what he did where his engines go out and he's like swooping
and he's
in
gliding.
Yeah.
Oh man.
When this is actually probably one of my all-time favorite cinema experiences. Just like when Kenneth Branagh's just accepting his inevitable death
Uh-huh.
as the bomber's coming towards him, and
Yeah.
the music is building up.
And the plane is super loud.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh my
the
gosh.
planes in
Oh
IMAX.
man,
dude.
just rumbling your
Crazy.
seats.
I
man.
only want to see this movie when it's in IMAX.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
If it ever goes into IMAX again, you guys need to see it in IMAX.
yeah.
Well, I remember mom and dad. I remember we watched it, and well, actually, I don't even think I watched it with them. I might have watched the beginning, but anyway, I was like, "We got to blast!" Like you gotta experience
Jimmy Neutron
it.
got a blast.
Yeah, gotta blast. Gotta blast. You gotta feel like what we felt, and I just specifically remember hearing those gunshots in the beginning of
Oh,
the
yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
and
It
just,
throws
like,
you off. Like you're
Yeah.
like, oh.
like, oh my gosh.
I watched it with Amanda, and she didn't appreciate the loudness as much as I did because it gave her a headache. But,
Yeah.
I don't
yeah.
think the
It was-
veterans did either.
Yeah, probably not.
It was
Like,
I
saw
mean,
a
how
lot of
many
them there.
people like scared the crap out of them because it comes out of
it's
nowhere.
the first sound you hear. Like
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
see
Dun-
what?
ahead.
Oh, sorry. But like what a lot of people like complained about the movie when it came out. I saw was like they're saying like there's not a lot of character story. There's not a lot of backstory to these characters. Why do I not care about them? And it's like this is why like I love Dunkirk so much. Is like you're literally like jumping into an evacuation.
Yeah.
Like this isn't like you're getting to know these people, right?
And it's
Yeah.
real.
It's
Yeah,
literally
like
like,
it happened.
It's a
Yeah.
real situation that's happening. It's like an anxiety filled like people are like fleeing for their lives. There's no
Yeah.
time for like,
And the fact that like you can't say there's no character because like
Yeah.
the whole like the kid who like steals the uniform off the dead
Yeah.
US guy
yeah.
and he's trying to escape with everybody else and you don't have to talk. I know what's going on. And it's amazing. Like,
I know. I love. That's why I love it so much. Like it's just like it's the most realistic. Like just watch people survive.
Like
Yeah.
literally just survive. But
I think it's definitely become way underrated of
Oh,
how
yeah.
good of a movie it is. But
that's
also,
another time. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
it's-
ticks in that.
like the whole movie's ticking.
The
Yeah.
soundtrack is a clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will say, in 20 like 15ish, maybe even 16,
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to my sister, and we were like thinking of movies because we had just watched like Birdman and stuff. And she was like, you know what would be a cool single shot movie
Uh-huh.
is Dunkirk, and Dunkirk hadn't come out yet. And so she was like, the
yeah.
story of Dunkirk, and you could do a whole single shot through the whole movie, and it's evacuation. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And so basically, Dunkirk came out, and then 1917 came out, and it's like close enough.
It's
Like,
very
they're
close.
listening
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah.
Dude, but that one shot though in the movie was like so amazing. Like how it sets off when the main character and the French guy
Uh-huh.
pick up the guy in that
Oh
gurney.
yeah, to
and it
try
just-
to get on the
yeah,
show.
yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
following them, and it's just
Yeah.
that violin going, and
Yeah.
it's like for like 5 minutes or something. Like it just like that sets off the whole movie right there.
And Harry Styles is in it.
I was like skeptical at first, but I was like, I mean, we were all skeptical about Heath Ledger.
True. The fact that he didn't really have a lot of dialogue either probably helped.
Yeah.
Like you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's I said I could have done 10 war movies but
Yeah.
this is probably my favorite one that I had an experience with.
Also, you guys should watch, if you haven't, you should watch Darkest Hour.
I have seen
You've
that.
seen it?
yeah.
I just watched
It's
it.
pretty good.
It's really good to like watch those
Is
compared.
that the one that he won the Gary Oldman won the Oscar for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it also goes with Dunkirk and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So you can
Yeah,
get
the
like
war.
a full story of stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'll have to check that out.
Oh, also like a cool trivia. I already told Jared about this, but the character on the boat in Dunkirk that is based off during the boat scene when he's going across the channel to get to the
The
English
civilian guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actual guy was on the Titanic.
Oh, really?
And he was like
Oh, yeah.
he was like a not a captain, but he was like a guard or something. He was
Yeah.
one of the people who was helping people like get on the boats.
He
And-
did not only Titanic, he helped people survive Titanic and he
Yeah.
lived it himself and then did the Dunkirk thing. And I think there was something else
Yeah.
because they did a whole documentary about this guy of how
Yeah.
he was invincible and he's done a
He-
lot for the,
Yeah, he's crazy. Like,
yeah.
his story was really cool.
Yeah. And they had to, and Cillian Murphy didn't have a huge part in it, but it was Christopher Nolan, so
Yeah, gotta throw him
had
in.
to be in there. but yeah. No. And then that's where that one kid who played who's the Joker who they
Or
tease.
supposedly the Joker.
Yeah, he's not.
Eternals.
Yeah, the Eternals.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a pretty good actor.
And he was in
actually.
The Green
I like
Knight.
him. Oh yeah, he was. He was the guy he was the kid in the field.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. She was like a little rascal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get out of here, you little rascal. All right,
Yeah.
Brian, number 2.
Okay, number 2 for me is a movie I like to watch when I just want to forget about everything. And well, not emotion.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus 3. I mean, not like just forget everything, but just something like I like to watch, and it's just like I just like to be in the world,
Uh-huh.
and it's just like a nice. And this is one of my favorite artistic directors is Spirited Away.
Nice.
I thought
Hayao
somebody
Miyazaki.
might have had.
Yeah, this one
This
I just
on
yeah, yeah. It's just
It
the
makes you
world.
feel something.
Yeah,
It's like it
The
spirits
art-
you away.
Yeah.
yeah, Spirited Away. It's just about like a girl who's just like not happy about moving from her old town, and you know she gets spirited away. What do you know?
Hey.
And then, but like, you know, all the art is like fantastic, and like all the cool sequences are really draws you in. But really, to me, it's like about how like a little girl like experiences, like sees the future of adulthood, like, you know, like the work life, and like she sees that at such a young age, and she like, and then like not confident.
Yeah.
She goes from being not confident to being confident, and then comes back from all that, and then continues into like she's scared about going to school, and then like when she goes back to the real world, she's like, well, I'm not afraid of going to school now.
Because I just left a psycho land.
Yeah.
Where everything is. It does have like.
Yeah.
It has one of those like eerie things almost, like where you feel like when she first get introduced to the world, it feels like eerie and weird, and like how would I feel in this situation? I'd be freaked out the whole time. Like it's one of those things that like it's like a kid experiencing something weird, like a Neverland or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just it's amazing.
There's like people to go along the way that'll help them out, but they won't like do everything for you as you get older, but they're there to kind of help guide you along the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it is an amazing movie. I listened to that soundtrack when biking around Mackinac Island.
Yeah.
It was a magical experience.
Yeah, it is one of my favorite like music to a movie.
Yeah. That soundtrack is insane.
Yeah, I love the train scene,
Mhm.
like when they're on the train, and I mostly just like watch his movies for like the art. Like it's just
And what is it with Studio Ghibli movies where the parents all drive insane? Like the
Oh.
driving of the, like when a parent is driving the car, like the dad is
Oh yeah.
the dad in Spirited Away, like they're just driving up a mountain and he just like floors it.
yeah. And then in Ponyo.
Oh yeah, Ponyo, the mom does not care about
Oh my
her
gosh.
daughter at all.
Yeah. That like
I can't remember what movie. I can't remember the name of it, but Miyazaki, one of his first ones, there was a lot of car chase scenes, and they were just driving all over the place.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know how their cars did not flip over.
Maybe
Yeah.
he's saying like this is how kids see
Yeah.
driving or
Yeah.
how they experience the
Very
world driving and stuff.
exaggerated.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but
And he's always got to have some old lady in every one of his movies.
yeah.
Oh yeah, there's always an old lady or like a young girl. Like it's always the same.
All right, Steven.
My number two pick was Baby Driver. Okay, Jason.
Nice.
Oh,
You talked about Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Bill Bottoms.
Bell Bottoms.
Another musical movie
Oh no.
is Whiplash.
Oh,
Hey.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think I said it earlier, but it really kicked off like my love of movies. Like I always watched movies growing up, but like actually caring about the craft of it and all, and just you know, kind of binging movies and stuff. Yeah, Whiplash did it, and it's just such a tight script, and it's just all about passion and what you're willing to give up to achieve your goals, and it's not even clear on if he did the right thing, but he got what he wanted basically.
Yeah.
And so it's just so well directed, so well acted, and it just gets you pumped. And the last 10 minutes of the movie is just peak filmmaking,
Yeah.
just like you've never seen a concert like that.
My favorite J.K. Simmons movie.
Oh yeah. And if you're sensitive to bullying and the
Language.
then not the movie for you. But that's why I can never watch it with Amanda because she just doesn't like that.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
but yeah, it's such a good movie.
I will always remember the first time Brian made me watch it, and like I wasn't opposed to watching it. I was just like, "You want me to watch a movie about drumming?"
Yeah.
And I never should have watched it because he never watched October Sky. So, But yeah, no, I love that movie too. It's so good. Whiplash, not October Sky.
Yeah.
I love October Sky.
I like October Sky.
It's been a while actually. Maybe I should watch it again.
Yeah.
But
Probably the first thing I saw Jake Gyllenhaal in.
Yeah.
probably I can't think of anything else younger.
Yeah.
But yeah, Whiplash was
All right.
gave me Whiplash.
My number one.
Oh boy,
The big
here we go.
one.
The golden.
This is the
golden
Golden Goose. My number one movie is Revenge of the Sith.
Whoa.
Yep. And I really don't need to explain it.
I think we all like Star Wars.
Man,
But-
I remember going to see it in theaters and Dad falling asleep. I'm like, are you really asleep?
Nah,
But yeah,
that movie is just peak Star Wars for me. Music,
dude.
you know, you can call it cheesy if you want, but the choreography,
When you were a kid, when you're like a young teenager or like middle school age when that came out, like that had to be one of your favorite movies.
it's probably it's probably the movie I've seen the most. I can't say that definitively, but it's definitely up there. And I mean, me and Brian used to have like lightsaber fights and stuff because of that movie.
yeah.
Like, I don't know and I will like, especially the last part of the movie, like when everything's coming together, like General Grievous, the fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan, the music during that scene. It's I'll never get tired of watching Anakin and Obi-Wan go at it.
Oh, yeah.
Like never.
Yeah, Revenge of the Sith definitely is like the absolute most ambitious Star Wars movie. Like,
Yeah.
and all of them are pretty sprawling, but like this one, there's just a ton going on. Like everything's changing, and it's
Well, and you got to think about it, because before this came out, nobody knew like how Darth Vader became Darth Vader. And this was the movie where it's like, hey, you're about to find out how this enormous character came about. And the fact that the movie starts out so high paced and like with the starfighters and the Anakin and Obi-Wan getting along so well and their banter, and you're like, how is this gonna end with Darth Vader becoming, you know?
It has like probably my favorite opening to a Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah,
Just,
definitely
like,
the best.
seeing like the camaraderie, like how they built as like a brotherhood between each
Yeah.
other, and
you
like
just kind of wish there was even more of it.
Yeah, and
like in
that's the
Clone
thing.
Wars.
Like Clone
Before
Wars,
they're-
Clone Wars, you can watch all of Clone Wars up to that, but like
yeah.
Still
it's
would've
something
been great
about
with Ewan McGregor.
it's something about
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor and Hayden Christensen that just they were perfect. Like they were perfect for those parts. And
Yeah.
like you say what you want about Hayden Christensen, he was perfect for that part.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I can't see anybody else doing that. And I don't know, just the way it made me
and some of the
feel,
issues
like-
like with Hayden Christensen was more related to like the script than
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
than
the way it was written.
who he is. Like,
Yeah, I love Hayden Christensen. He
I actually watched a movie with him in it not too long ago called Little Italy.
I heard about that
Yeah.
coming out.
I actually
watched it.
the only other movie I've seen him in was Jumper.
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about
It's
Jumper.
been years.
Yeah,
that is an old like yeah, that's a throwback.
jumping.
man. But no,
Yeah.
I like this is clearly not the most cinematic, best written, best acted movie on my list, but it's number one for a reason. It's
Yeah.
just
Yes.
you know
If you had to pick one movie that you could only watch for the rest of your life, it could easily be
that
Revenge of the Sith.
That would be on my list of
Yeah.
I could only watch this for the rest of my life. It would be on the list at least, but
Yeah.
yeah,
For sure.
So that's that'll do, pig. So all right, Brian.
Good number
one.
Yeah.
Number one for me is The Shawshank Redemption.
Could have called that.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw this really late in my, well, not late in my life, but like
Are you about to
I'm on death's door. But I saw this really late. I should probably just say I should have saw it earlier, but I always put it off because I was like, what? Like highest rated movie ever. Yeah, right. I'm not gonna watch that. And then I watched it and I was like, it's better than it's better than I could ever.
They're not giving it justice.
Yeah, but it's just like it's just so like everyone can relate to it. It's just like, you know, the struggle of like, maybe you're just like, if you're like having a struggle with whatever you're going through, like, you know, it's just the teaching of to like always have hope in your life. There's always hope, and then and then things will work out.
It's number one for a reason. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of people. A lot of people say it's the best movie ever for a reason.
Yeah, like
amazing.
this movie is like what literally made me feel like, wow, cinema can like literally like make people's lives a little better and like impact people's lives a little better.
Yeah,
And it's just like, there's a Zihuatanejo for everyone if you just don't give up. But yeah, one of my favorite shot of the whole movie is when Red gets the postmark in the mail and he sees that Andy crossed the border in Texas. And it's literally just a couple seconds shot of Andy driving across the coastline in his convertible.
Oh yeah.
And it's just, that's just my favorite shot of the whole movie. After like seeing the whole movie of him being in prison and then seeing him in a convertible,
Yeah.
it's just like,
He did it.
that mad guy did it. Yeah, that part. And then also him just breaking out of prison, like them finding out that he like had been digging a hole
the whole time.
And it's like, man, he just like, he rolled the dice his whole time in prison, just like chipping away, hoping that nobody would take that poster down
Yeah.
and find it.
And that, I mean, that scene where he crawls out and he's stumbling through the water in the rain.
Oh,
and stuff, like,
yeah.
that's such an iconic scene of
Yeah.
when he's
Just coming out
finally
the other
free.
end and just like feeling the rain on his skin as his free man for the first time and washing away all the muck.
Yeah. One of my last days at my previous job, I did an Andy Dufresne, and I just one of the days before I quit, I just I sat in the computer room where we all work, and I was alone, and I just like, I listened to that music that Andy listened to when he played the opera music. And just like, I put my feet up on the computer and I put my hands behind my head. I wanted to actually like dial the speakers and play the music over, but that was one of the last things I did. And then
that movie's all right.
it's all right. I
pretty
wouldn't.
good,
Yeah.
No, I was similar in that it took me a while to watch it, but then I was like, oh yeah, this is actually really good.
Yeah.
I think I watched it on a whim and I was like, no, Brian, you should watch it. And I think, didn't we all watch it together in the old house?
At one point, yeah.
That was that was when I saw it for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh.
I remember you didn't say anything through the whole movie. And I was like, does he like this? I was like, he was having a cathartic experience.
And then you watched it every single day for like an entire year.
Yeah.
I actually had a watch count on my piece of paper, and I'd just be like, watch number 1, 2, 3, 4. I'd watch it. Yeah.
All right, Steven,
Number one.
hit us with it.
This is one movie. This is my top movie. I would watch it over and over. I'd watch it if anybody asked me to watch it. I think it's got everything in it that I like. Mad Max Fury Road.
Ooh,
Oh,
that was an honorable mention for me,
Yeah.
but that's
dude.
such a
It's
good movie.
that-
something about the car chases and all the different vehicles and the time that it's in and what had happened to the earth and how people had conformed to it and had their own hierarchies, and then just like the music that played into it with the colors, and
Beautiful
Dude,
movie.
it's just
like the
gorgeous.
practicalness of like,
Oh yeah,
how
they
they
did
made
all the
that.
stunts. Like
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
barely any CGI. Like,
I know.
also like one of my favorite parts is just when they get stuck in the mud and they're like trying to, it's like at nighttime or whatever, and they're like trying to chain it around the tree and stuff, and then that's when the guy comes out with the guns.
Yeah. He's just like blindly shooting out.
Yeah, like
It's
that
such
part.
a ridiculous movie.
It is,
But
it
it's
is.
like it's just you love every part of it.
And
It's-
everywhere
amazing.
that we've been at, the house,
Oh, yeah.
Matt's house, the house that we had. Everywhere we've been, we've watched it once and we've
Christened
just
it.
cranked up the volume, maxed it out.
I remember at the 32nd Street house, I cranked my sound bar and we watched it in my closet.
Oh yeah.
Like that closet was big enough to hold people in, but it wasn't huge. But I had the TV and a couch in there, and man, was that a fun experience!
Yeah.
Like, just having it blast you. If Dunkirk was out at the time,
I think that was during the period I had just started working where I'm working at now. And I was working that crazy like 12, 14-hour shifts every single day. And I was in bed and I knew what you were watching. And I was like, I'm proud of you guys for blasting that still, even though I wanted to sleep.
we had
Yeah, you have to do that with that movie.
we did when I moved in, like you said, when I moved into Matt's basement, like we did the same thing. Like I think
Yeah.
almost every time we've eaten B-dubs and just cranked Mad Max.
It just something about B-dubs and Mad Max cranking
That
it up. It just
combination, man?
makes sense.
Oh man, yeah, wings and Mad
Max.
Max. Oh, because there's something visceral about the movie and just eating meat with your hands.
yeah,
And, like,
it's a real grungy movie.
it's
like
Yeah.
I love the way it's shot and like, I mean everything. It's
the
amazing.
color palette's
Have
great.
you
I still have never watched the black.
have you ever
and white
watched it in
version.
like black and white?
No.
the only movie I've done that with so far was Logan, but it was really good black and white.
Oh yeah,
I didn't watch the Logan one either.
I want to watch
have
the
it.
Mad Max one.
Yeah.
in black and white. We've
But-
never done that.
The thing about Mad Max, I want to do it, but I just enjoy the colors so
They're-
much.
Yeah,
the colors are so
it's hard
good.
to sacrifice that part of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Man, do we all have a Tom Hardy movie?
I don't think I do.
Yeah,
I've,
you have
I've
one?
got like 3. Just because of Christopher Nolan.
Yeah. But also
right.
watch the old Mad Max too. They're nowhere near like as insane, but
Yeah.
like Mel Gibson as Max is really good.
Yeah, I still have never watched those.
Yeah. They're the story behind how the original Mad Max got made is also really good. Like I bought a documentary just to watch that. It's
I haven't seen the
it's
original.
Australian cinema.
Ah,
Yes.
Aussies.
Good stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So my number
Jason.
one, another classic that I've probably seen this movie as much as any other movie, but It's a Wonderful Life.
oh man. Oh dip.
Yeah.
I had a feeling that one might be on yours.
Oh yeah.
You do like that movie.
It is my
good.
all-time. I think
how much you like it.
I think no matter what list I would make, this would still be number one.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
It doesn't change.
And it's not just like a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's so much more than a Christmas movie. It is literally like a life movie, and it's, you can consider it an epic. Even like it's just
It could have been a Christopher Nolan movie.
it could have been
Just not
spanning
enough
his whole
plot.
life and
Yeah.
the heavens and everything. But yeah, like Jimmy Stewart's one of my favorite all-time actors too, and he just is perfect in the role. And yeah, Mary,
That's my wife. Oh, what are you doing?
what a guy to find himself in this situation every day. So yeah, just perfectly written, and just anyone can connect with that story of feeling like you haven't done enough in your life, and that you're not worth much, and it's you can be very self-reflective, and no, the ending I literally can't not cry at the end.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
it's just it's perfect, and yeah, and especially now being like a dad and stuff, like I'm gonna even have
another layer.
a whole new layer of
Yeah.
just different appreciation for it in the future. So
Dang.
timeless movie. I'll watch it till my grave. So
Wow. That's I mean, yeah, I forgot how much you liked it.
yeah,
yeah.
all time.
I definitely like appreciated it way more as I got older.
Yeah,
And
that
I'm
was
sure I
me
will.
too.
Yeah, like when I was younger, I was like, "Oh, this is a really good Christmas movie." And then I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh wow, yeah, like
Oh dang.
yeah." Sometimes you wish you weren't alive. No,
Yeah. So there we go.
That's
That's our list. And now we got to decide our all-time list, and even though we are so past our time on this, but this will be
It's all
fun.
right.
So our
do
top
we wanna do
ones
it?
are automatically in.
Yeah.
So we can try and rank those how we want to.
I'm willing to give on mine just because of what
Yeah.
it is. I'm willing to give on it. Like,
Yeah.
I knew picking that number one was like, it was for a personal reason. It wasn't because of how amazing the movie is. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm willing to give on it a little bit.
I don't care where mine are at. I just enjoy movies. I enjoyed all of your movies that you recommended.
I need you to fight for it,
Yeah,
Steven.
we got a
Mad Max is the best movie of all time, except for Shawshank.
I would say probably Shawshank or My Choice would be number one. That would be my vote.
Yours was Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I'm willing to put that one fourth.
I'd put it third.
Okay, so
Really?
yeah,
I would.
You'll concede on
I
Mad
would.
Max?
okay.
Okay, so
If
what do you want number one?
Personally, I would put Shawshank. Just
I would too.
I've had similar experiences.
Stephen
with it,
King.
but not as much as Brian, but yeah, I've definitely.
All right,
had
so
similar experiences.
that is 3 votes for Shawshank.
the Shawshank Redemption.
That is at
Shawshank
one.
speaks for everybody.
Okay, so 2 saying mine.
To
or-
you,
okay.
yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life. 3 is
The only
Star
reason
Wars.
I'm
Now
like
Mad
totally
Max.
okay with Star Wars being 3 is because of how much I freaking love Star Wars.
Well, do you? I mean, yeah, I don't. One of the bottom 2,
I don't
I'm
know,
fine with. I
Star
don't
Wars
care.
might surprise us. I don't know.
I just like. I can't not like watch that movie. I know.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
literally, when I'm done watching Revenge of the Sith, I could just replay it. The
I
next
think
day.
I think the reason is because it's not a super long movie. Like it's
Yeah.
not a very long movie.
And when you watch
so
it, it just
it flies by.
yeah.
Yeah, it's so good. I just love the lore of that
Yeah.
time and
Yeah. Love me
the Star
some
Lore.
Old Republic and yeah.
yeah.
So how do we go about the later list?
So just look at your lists and see what you think. I would submit, Baby Driver as it was high on me and Steven's.
I'd submit Chef just because everybody was in love with that one. So it's just even around
Yeah.
all of us.
I'd definitely say Chef.
I definitely want Dunkirk in there
Yeah, I'd agree.
at some point. The rest of mine are a little more like personal. So
Yeah.
it's no big deal to me if not a lot of them get on there, but yeah.
I put the Truman Show.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Yeah. That so
So what do you think is better for number 5 of any of these? Because we have 5 right now, right? 1, 2.
Yeah. I'd
Oh,
probably
we have
say-
4, so we'll need one more
one more movie.
movie on the list.
I would put
I would personally put The Godfather, but
Yeah.
no one else has seen it.
I have.
Yeah.
Oh, Steven's seen it.
Steven.
I'd put Whiplash.
Are we each picking one more or just one from all of us?
Yeah, we're gonna have to decide on the last one to be on the list because right now we have Shawshank, It's a Wonderful Life, Revenge of the Sith, Fury Road.
What about
and then
Warrior?
for lists?
I
we
would
have
put Warrior.
Warrior.
Yeah, I would be down. Yeah.
Okay.
Man, I'm surprised Fight Club wasn't it. Austin's. If Austin was here,
Yeah.
honorable mention,
Honorable
Austin would
mention
say
for
Fight Club.
I did think about it, but I just watched Fight Club like a couple weeks ago, actually.
Some of my other honorable mentions were Troy,
Oh, yeah.
I thought about that.
The Patriot. Freaking
Oh,
love
yeah.
The Patriot.
Patriots.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised you didn't have
And
Braveheart.
La La Land was on there too.
La La Land was on my.
Yeah, I was surprised I didn't hear.
I wanted.
Honorables.
I was going to pick a musical. I wasn't sure if it was going to be La La Land or Les Mis, and I just forgot about them. But
Yeah.
We could just do a musical.
The
That's
one,
true, yeah.
the one movie I am shocked that neither of you had on your list
what?
was The Princess Bride.
It was.
Yeah.
It was close. I didn't
Yeah.
choose it just because it was really popular. Like it was an obvious.
I thought
Yeah.
Brian was gonna choose it.
Yeah.
I
That's why
actually
didn't
took it off
choose
just
it.
because of that. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's an obvious, like it's a lot of everyone's favorites.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like, it's
Yeah, I went a little different with it. So,
Yeah.
like, obviously, you could replace it with like some of my other ones, like
Oh,
Free
yeah.
Solo and like.
I mean,
but
I went through and replaced a bunch of mine. I took a few nostalgic ones like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, like the original movie.
Oh yeah.
I freaking love it. I don't care what anybody says. It's good.
all right, Jason, what are our options?
Okay, so we have to fill 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we need one more, and then we'll sort them.
One more.
Yeah.
more. Imbiamba Jones.
I guess it doesn't have to be on our list if we wanted to throw something else on there.
Santa Claus, Paul Giamatti, just all of them.
Personally, I would throw Manchester in there, but I know you guys probably don't. Like, well, you haven't even seen.
I haven't even
seen
seen
it.
it.
Yeah. I don't know. I would throw an Indiana Jones in there. One of them.
Yeah.
Whichever
Like,
one? Whichever one's fine.
Both.
Both.
Just in general.
how about Raiders? How about
Yeah.
Raiders?
Raiders
because
is just
it's-
a classic.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Chef, Dunkirk, Baby Driver, Truman Show, Warrior, and Raiders to sort through.
Are we going bottom to top or top to bottom? Like how-
I've been going like
top
from
down?
1 to 10,
Okay.
but we can reverse it too. It doesn't really
Well,
matter.
I just wanted to stick with whatever we were
Okay, yeah.
doing. So are we going
So-
top to bottom?
Yeah, so our number 5
Our number 5 pick.
movie:
Read them out one more time.
Chef, Dunkirk, Baby Driver, Truman Show, Warrior, Raiders.
Oh man, I would put either Baby Driver or Dunkirk. That would be my pick. What about you guys?
I'd probably pick Baby Driver.
Yeah,
I probably would too.
I mean, it was
Yeah.
top.
I'd go Baby Driver number
once.
5.
What was the other ones again?
Dunkirk, Truman Show, Warrior, Raiders, Chef.
I'd probably do either Baby Driver or Truman Show.
I probably just did Baby.
So I did Baby Driver for
number
5. So now number 6.
Either Truman Show or Dunkirk for me.
I'd probably
Yeah.
do Truman
Truman
Show.
Show.
Since
Truman Show.
I'm fine with that.
I would
Yeah.
do that too.
Yeah, and then I would put Dunkirk.
Dunkirk 7.
Yeah.
I mean, I love them all.
Yeah, I mean, this is an amazing list, so it's
Yeah.
hard to, like, none of these are bad. It's just,
Yeah.
I'd say for the universality of our love for Chef, I'd put that at 8.
yeah, we all,
And then
If
probably
you like
Raiders,
food, you
Warrior.
like this movie.
yeah.
Raiders Warrior or Warrior Raiders?
Raiders, Warrior, probably.
Okay.
Although Warrior, it's just
I know.
such a good movie.
I know.
The whole list
fact
is
that-
good.
The fact that Warrior is number 10 tells you how good this list is.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's amazing.
Okay, so the final list. I'll start from 10
Okay.
and go down. Number 10, Warrior. Number 9, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Number 8, Chef. Number 7, Dunkirk. Number 6, Truman Show. Number 5, Baby Driver. Number 4, Mad Max Fury Road. Number 3, Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. Number 2, It's a Wonderful Life. And number 1, Shawshank Redemption.
What a list.
What a list.
That's solid.
Man.
I made a whole honorable mentions list though, and that could have been my top 10 as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We should save it.
Yeah.
like in case
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
using that.
Yeah.
Because this was fun. I enjoyed this.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
is our
I think there was
huge episode of
Yeah.
There was 6. There was 6 on my honorable mentions.
Save them. We might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we do this again.
Talk about some more
But-
movies later.
Yeah, these episodes are going to be long, but they were fun. I don't care. Listen if you want.
I forgot we were even podcasting.
If you made it this far, it means you enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So that was another evening. with the
Another good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
boys. Perfect.
Go ahead and bark after dark, fallen star.